Alright, so it's a weekend, and we're going to read another story. We've been doing them on the weekends, because on the weeknights, it's been busy, and we haven't had time. So, we've been doing just short stories during the week, and then we'll save these for the weekends. Are you ready for the story, tablet girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't look too excited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, tonight's story is Rumpelstiltskin, page 36. I don't think we've read a Rumpelstiltskin story, so this will be the first. Once upon a time, there was a poor miller who had just one daughter. She was very beautiful, and he told many people about her. One day, or no, I think maybe we did. I'm not sure. One day, the king rode through the village. The miller desperately wanted to impress the king. "Your Highness, my daughter is very pretty and smart," he said. But the king took no notice. She could also spin... Oh, yeah, we did read Rumpelstiltskin before once. A different version. "She can spin straw into gold," the miller lied. "Your daughter must be very clever. Bring her to the palace tomorrow so I can see for myself," demanded the king. The miller didn't dare disobey the king, so the next day he brought his daughter to the palace. The king led the girl to a room filled with straw. On the floor stood a little bar stool and a spinning wheel. "Spin this straw into gold by tomorrow morning, or you will be thrown into the dungeon," said the king, and he left the room and locked the door. The poor miller's daughter sat down on the stool and gazed at all the straw around her. She wept bitterly at the impossible task before her. All of a sudden, the door sprang open, and in came the strangest little man she had ever seen. "Why are you crying?" he asked. "I have to spin all the straw into gold before the morning, but I don't know how," replied the girl sadly. "If you give me your pretty necklace, I will spin the straw into gold," said the strange little man. "Oh, thank you," gasped the girl, wiping away her tears and handing over her necklace. The little man sat down in front of the spinning wheel and set to work. All night long the little man spun, and by morning the room was filled with reels of gold. And just as suddenly as he appeared, the strange man disappeared. When the king arrived, he was astonished to see so much gold. "You have done very well," he said, "but I wonder if you can do the same thing again." He took the miller's daughter to a much bigger room. It too was filled with straw. "Spin this straw into gold by tomorrow morning, or you will be thrown into the dungeon," said the king, and once more he locked the girl in the room. The miller's daughter was very frightened. The strange little man appeared again before her. "Don't cry," he said. "Give me your shiny ring, and I will spin the straw into gold." She handed over her ring gratefully, and the little man set to work. Once again, all the straw was turned into gold. The king wanted to try one more time. "If you can do this again, you shall be my queen," cried the king. The poor miller's daughter wept even more bitterly this time when the king left. "Why are you crying?" said the little man, appearing for the third time. "You know that I will help you." "But I have nothing left to give," sobbed the girl. "If you become queen," replied the little man, "you can give me your firstborn child." The desperate miller's daughter agreed to the man's request, and once again he spun all the straw into gold. The king was so delighted when he saw all the gold. The next day he kept his promise and married the miller's daughter. The new queen was very happy and soon forgot about the promise she had made to the strange little man who saved her from the dungeon. A year later, the king and queen had a beautiful baby boy. Late one night, the little man appeared in the queen's bedroom as she watched over her sleeping baby. I'm here for your baby, he said, just as you promised. The queen was horrified. Oh, please, take all my jewels and money instead, she begged. Not my son. No, replied the little man. You made a promise, but I will give you 3 days. If in that time you can guess my name, then you will keep your baby. The desperate queen agreed. The next day, she sent messengers all over the kingdom to collect all of the boys' names they could find. That night, the strange man appeared again, and the queen read out the names that she had gathered. But after each name, he just laughed. The next day, the queen sent her messengers to find even more names and that night she read the new names. When the little man appeared, but once again, the queen's guesses were wrong. Oh no, what do you think's going to happen? She's going to have to give her baby to the little man? Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. On the 3rd day, the poor queen was in despair. It was getting late by the time her last messenger returned. Your Highness, I haven't found any new names, he said, but as I was returning through the forest, I saw a little man leaping and dancing around a fire singing a song. It went like this. The queen will never win my game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name. The queen was overjoyed. When the little man appeared that night, the queen said, Are you perhaps Rumpelstiltskin? The little man was furious. He stamped his foot so hard it went through the floor. Then, pulling on his leg until it was free, he stomped out of the room and was never seen or heard from again. And the king and queen and their son lived happily ever after. The end. Sorry, that was a loud buzzer.
Mother.
I love you, Addie.
It's
Good night.
Night, night, y'all.
My bad one.